All right, now Vladimir Putin has won his fourth term as Russian president. Exit polls in Russia show that Putin has won the presidency with 76.67% of all the votes that were polled. The Vladimir Putin made a victory speech in front of his campaign headquarters in Moscow shortly after the exit poll results projected him as the clear winner. He's called for national unity and has also said that at this point of time he has no plans of making any constitutional amendments to speak of.
Перед нами стоят очень сложные, непростые задачи. И нам нужно не просто их решать, как обычно в текущем режиме, а нам нужно осуществить, я говорил об этом не случайно в послании, прорыв, рывок. Мы можем это сделать. У нас есть для этого все основания вот так считать и добиться такого результата. И нам очень важно, чтобы, когда мы будем это делать, чтобы различные политические силы руководствовались не групповыми интересами, не какими-то клановыми, а общенациональными.
All right, now while the official results are yet to be released, Putin's victory as president is no surprise. The former KGB spy has dominated Russian politics for the last 18 years, ever since he's been at the helm of affairs. Now, in the last presidential elections, Vladimir Putin won 63.6% of the votes. The congratulatory messages from world leaders are also pouring in. President Xi Jinping of China, for instance, has said that Beijing is more than willing to work with Moscow to bring ties to a higher level. Now, Xi Jinping has said, and I quote, "Currently, the China-Russia Comprehensive Strategic Cooperative Partnership is at the best level in history, which sets an example for building a new type of international relations," unquote. And he also earlier spoke with Lucy Taylor, WION's correspondent from Moscow. Let's listen in to what she had to say.
Yeah, well, as you say, constitutionally, he wouldn't be allowed to stand for another consecutive term. The Russian constitution only allows for 2 presidential terms at one time. But as you say, we have a pattern for this. Last time it came up, he stood for he served for 2 terms and then stepped into a different position for a term and then stepped back into the presidency. And he's now entering his 4th term. This will make him one of the longest-serving Russian leaders. The only leader who served for longer was Joseph Stalin, the Soviet leader, and Vladimir Putin is quickly catching him up. He did address this question. He was asked this question yesterday after the result came in. Would you stand in 2024, or indeed would he stand in 2030 when he would legally be allowed to stand again without changing the constitution? And he himself laughed it off. He said, "You're forgetting my age. Am I going to serve until I'm 100? Essentially laughing off and postponing the question to address that later. He won't be 100 in 2030. He'll only be 77, so it's very much possible that he would continue to stand then. Or, as you say, we'll wait and see whether he addresses the question of changing the constitution to allow him to stand again in 2024. We don't know yet if he will do that. It seems he may not do that because he didn't do that 12 years ago. But we wait and see.